Welcome to another brand new edition of Bishop's Breakdown. This is episode 34. So we're going to talk King and Queen of the Ring semifinals leading into the finals that's going to take place at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. And I'm going to tell you my predictions of who I think is going to be the King and Queen of the Ring to face a world champion of their picking at SummerSlam in Minnesota. And we're going to touch on the new NBA Finals champion, the world champion. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on that series. And then we're going to talk World Cup, reactions so far in this tournament and who I think, in my personal opinion, the top 4 players in the world. So buckle up. Put your earphones on, turn up the volume, and let's take this ride together. This is Bishop's Breakdown, and I, like always, are going to break it down for you. Hey everyone, it's Bishop. I got something special for you today. On the next bonus episode, I'm breaking down the top 4 teams in college basketball, giving you my insider's take and predictions you won't hear anywhere else. Plus, I'll dive into Vince Russo and John Cena's AEW talk and why he's crazy. No fluff, just straight analysis. This episode is exclusive to my Patreon supporters. For just a few bucks a month, you got bonus episodes like this, exclusive merch, and even a chance to ask me questions directly on a live Q&A session. So if you want in, join the crew now. The link will be in the description, and I'd love to have you on board and make sure you never miss the inside scoop. So break that down. Welcome back after that little commercial break. So let's start off with the semifinals of the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. You got Oba Femi taking out Dom pretty easily. I honestly thought this was the chance for Brock Lesnar to come out, interfere, and Dom was going to eke his way into the finals. But no Brock, and Oba at the end called him out again, basically called him a little B, And is he going to be at Saudi Arabia and cost him his title shot, his crown? Because, what's a ruler without a crown? And then we got IYO SKY qualifying for her finals in the Queen of the Ring. And the match, so there's still 2 more matches left. For the men's side, you got main event, the Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso, taking on the young OG, Javon Evans. And then on the women's side, you got Charlotte Flair, the Queen, taking on the women's world champion, Liv Morgan, and their semifinals. So my predictions for this, I really wish it was Javon Evans. But unless some crazy things happen, because LA Knight's been having a chip on his shoulder saying his opportunity's been taken away from him from outside sources like the Visions, the Bloodlines, the MFTs, always sticking their nose in his business and ruin his opportunities to become world champion. So if that happens, if LA Knight causes Jay to lose his match and Javon Evans versus Oba Femi is a match that we've seen in NXT, and they're going to put on a good match. And that's my pick. My pick is Javon Evans is going to win and take on Oba Femi in the finals at Night of Champions. And let's go to Liv Morgan versus the Queen Charlotte Flair. I think there's going to be a hoopla with Judgment Day. Raquel didn't qualify for the final or the semifinals. So, and Liv's been kind of, this is my tournament to win, not yours. And Raquel has that look on her face. So I could see her costing her the match and setting up a feud later down the line when they eventually, Judgment Day dissolves into nothingness. So Charlotte Flair versus IYO SKY, banger of a match. And I feel that's gonna, lead to, Charlotte Flair versus IYO SKY, and IYO SKY is gonna take the victory. So my reasoning for these 2 people to be the King and Queen of the Ring on their perspective tournaments Oba Femi has been presented as like a dominant force since Clash in Italy when he took out Brock Lesnar, or, took out Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, had that match that took 1,000,000 F5s to take him down. And he's already, like he's the ruler. Like the crowd loves him. They be strutting, with them all the way to the ring. So I don't see any other way, any other reason why Oba Femi shouldn't be king of the ring. And IYO SKY, she has been clearly one of the WWE top women talent for years now. And what happened to her at WrestleMania, where she, didn't get the match that we all deserve to see, her versus Asuka on a big stage like that, I feel that they owe her one. And giving her the crown for her to be queen of the ring and challenging Rhea, because, they're so besties, and maybe, and then Stephen Vickera can take on Liv, and those are your two world title matches on the women's side for SummerSlam. So I don't see why they should go any other else. And if they do, then I don't think they know what they're really doing. Obviously, they don't. I don't know. But those are the clear-cut winners, in my opinion, and I hope they do the right thing and pull the trigger and give IYO SKY the crown and Oba Femi, the ruler, his crown, because they both deserve it. And to be on a stage like SummerSlam, I don't see any other people that should be in those high-profile matches. No offense to Jey Uso, I don't want to see him versus Roman again. And him versus Cody doesn't do anything for me, especially at SummerSlam. Maybe CM Punk can come back, and that will be the SummerSlam match for Cody Rhodes, and then Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns. There you go. Book it. Mark my words. Remember I said it. Oba Femi, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, world title matches on the men's side. Then you got IYO SKY, you got Rhea Ripley, you got Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vickera, and those are your two women's world title matches. So let's do that and listen to me, TKO, because I know a thing or two about what the people want in their wrestlings. So I'm right here. Give me a call. I'll give you this insight for a fee though, because if you do something good, do it and get paid for it. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's move on to the NBA. Yes, fellas. Yes, dudes, bros, all the people in the world. We got a new NBA world champion in the form of the New York Knickerbockers. So congratulations to the 2026 NBA champions. And yes, they deserve it. They played a heck of a playoff run, and they just couldn't be beat. They peeled their ears back and just went full force on any comer, any favorites, any team that was brought in front of them. They took them down like they should be. They look like a dominant NBA champion. I don't know about going back to back because a lot of factors need to occur, but they could be a force for the Eastern Conference for a few years to come, especially if they can keep this nucleus like together. And Victor Wembanyama, you will be back. You will be able. I think in my heart of hearts that Victor Wembanyama is going to be NBA champion one day. Clearly, this year was not it. I mean, you look at Game 5, Jalen Brunson in a closeout game, not even a must-win game because, they were up 3-1, but still did everything he could, drop 45 on them boys. And Victor had a measly 19 points in a crucial game. Crucial Game 5. They needed to win the next 3 games. 3 games to, win this series. 2 games to bring it back to San Antonio for a Game 7, a crucial Game 7. And who knows what could have happened in Game 7 if they could have brought it to that point. But I was wrong. I drank the Kool-Aid. I thought the Spurs were going to have enough talent on their roster to cause problems for the New York Knicks because that's what they were doing all playoff long. That's why the Thunder couldn't handle them in their series. But clearly, the Knicks, with led by Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart, like those guys balled out. And they brought it all every single game in this NBA Finals. And it's probably one of the best NBA Finals I've seen in quite some time. But the Knicks were just dominant. The Spurs had no answers. They put up leads and seemed like they let up on the gas just for a millisecond. And Brunson and all those other Knicks, they just didn't care, and they knew that no matter how many points they were down, they had the will, the drive, the Mamba mentality, like I be saying all the time, to come back and win. They knew it in their heart. They knew in their locker room that they were going to win regardless of what they were down. They were down by, 20, 30, and it just didn't matter because they knew all it took is a run. Runs come in spurts, and they had the runs when they needed, and clearly they did everything they needed to do to now have a parade in New York City as the NBA champions after 53 years of, nothingness, of almost being there and, somebody in the East just a little bit better, like the Michael Jordans and the LeBron Jameses. And then when they did get there, they just didn't have the ammunition and they didn't have the X factor clearly to raise the trophy, but not no more. Jalen Brunson showed that he is not a sidekick, that he is a superstar and a star that is going to shine for years to come. I mean, look at where he came from. 10 years ago, him and Hart, Villanova won the national champion against, my Michigan Wolverines. But that was 2016. And now 2026, he is an NBA champion and, NCAA champion. Like, that's on his resume. And not one person can take that away from him. And then you look at the star that they had in Dallas, Luka Doncic. He's a superstar for sure, no doubt in my mind. No, but there was no doubt. If someone would have asked me 5 years ago who would have an NBA title first, Jalen Brunson or Luka, I would say Luka in a heartbeat. But who has the title first? Jalen Brunson. And I tip my hat to you, sir, because you killed it. You destroyed the hearts of all the San Antonio fans 45 points at a time. And that doesn't happen. There was nothing stopping this man. He would drive, he would do jumpers, he would make his teammates better. He's just that guy. And if he's not on the cover of the next 2K NBA game, that's a travesty. Because that guy deserves all the praise. He needs to be on all the shirts. He needs to be on all the commercials. Because Jalen Brunson's that guy. So hopefully when Saturday night's main event for WWE comes to New York in July during the Fanatic Fan Fest event weekend, that's just dumb. There has to be interaction between Danhausen and Jalen Brunson in the middle of the ring on Saturday night's main event. Or TKO, what are you doing? Please, if anything you listen to what I've said today, listen to that. That is just printing money. Like, you already been selling out T-shirts with New York Knicks logo and Danhausen on it because he's a Fanhausen, Nickhausen, Ben Steelehausen. Like, you took what Tony Khan couldn't do in AEW and bottled up what Danhausen brings to the table and put it out to the world, and it's making buku money. And I'm shocked that WWE actually embraced this man, because on the outside you look at him and he's not stereotypical WWE guy. But hey, he don't need to wrestle. He does enough in promos. He does enough in outside things. I mean, he's on ESPN more than the big superstars are. The Roman Reigns and the John Cena's and the Cody Rhodes and the CM Punks. Danhausen was on that TV screen all the time. He probably was at the parade today. I need to check that out later. But like I said, congratulations, New York Knicks. You deserve it. But don't sleep on Victor Wembanyama with that chip on his shoulder, because he not only did he get snubbed for the MVP, he got snubbed out of a world title. So if the way I see who he is as an athlete, as a professional, he's going to work harder. He's going to get better, and watch out and keep your eyes out that the Victor Wembanyama will be an NBA champion one day. Before his career is over, he's going to have at least one title. And that might be a hot take to some people after what happened in the NBA Finals this year, but that guy is a unicorn. He's an alien. He is an aberration, a generational type of talent. And he's going to do it. Maybe he won't do it with the Spurs, maybe. But Victor Wembanyama is going to be NBA champion. He will be an MVP as well. So, bookmark this, screenshot it, write it down, take a picture. I don't give a. So just remember, Bishop said it. Victor Wembanyama, future NBA champion, future MVP. This is only a roadblock, a pothole that he's just going to work his way around, and he will come back bigger, stronger, and better. And this experience is going to show that he needs to be more battle tested and more driven than he has been, because that was just not enough, clearly. Losing the series 4-1 in the NBA Finals, gentleman's sweep, which I thought, I did pick the right thing. I did say Game 5, I did say that, but I picked the wrong team. I should have drank that Kool-Aid, but, I seen the Knicks for years, and I always thought they were just going to flub the bed. I'm sorry, Cat. My bad. You showed that, people who were talking that crap about you, they just was talking that crap. And you showed that you are what a lot of people are not. And that's an NBA champion. So after this word from your sponsor, we're going to talk World Cup and who I think best 4 players in the world after the break. This episode is brought to you by W Energy, the clean energy drink mix built for gamers, creators, and grinders like us. No jitters, no crash, no artificial dyes, just smooth, long-lasting focus whenever I'm breaking down WWE storylines, debating NBA, or just recording late at night. It's 0 sugars, packed with vitamins and nutrients, and it actually keeps you locked in without the shaky feeling. Head to w.gg and use code Bishop's Breakdown at checkout and save 10%. So level up your energy, and let's get back to the breakdown. And thanks for supporting the show. Welcome back. Hey, that seemed like a good deal. So check it out. World Cup. I'm going to start this off by saying I'm not a soccer or football expert in any sense of the matter. I know enough of the rules. I know about some of the players. I know what's going on. I understand the game. I've been to Manchester United, or maybe it was Arsenal, who played a couple years ago at U of M Stadium. I was there live in the building, so I know some football. And World Cup is always exciting. I wish my funds were not transparent, and I would be able to afford a trip to go see at least some of the games. It's my home country. It's in Americas. It's in the United States and Canada and Mexico. It's a big deal. World Cup is, I say it's Super Bowl, NCAA tournaments, playoffs, all put in one big conglomeration of the best talent the world has to offer. And if you're not watching the World Cup, you're sleeping on it, because football is exciting, especially the World Cup. I know this is a sport that a game could end 0-0. You know, you're spending 90 minutes watching a sport and nobody can score. Or it's 1-0 going into the final 30 seconds, 2 minutes, and the other team scores and no one else can score after that, and it ends in a 1-1 tie. That's happened too. Or the team blows out the other team and he has like eight goals to 0. But you're going to get the good with the bad, but the World Cup has the best players the world has to offer. So, speaking of that, America, United States looking good. They play on Friday. You know, hopefully they can, if things go the way that I'm hoping they go, July 4th, America's birthday, it could be United States in a rematch against England. You know, the rematch from the American Revolution. You know, read your history books. Google that, you know. But that could be super exciting. July 4th, USA versus England. Pulisic versus Henry Kane. But speaking of Kane, let's talk about the 4 top football players in the world, in my opinion. I know you might have a list with different people on it, but I'm looking at it with my eyeballs, and these are the 4 that I think are just better than the rest. So let's start at the top. You got Mbappe of France. 2 goals. Makes it look easy all the time. Been playing like this for years. He's just that damn good. Mbappe is, if you, like I said, from this list, write down what people I say, go to YouTube, type in their name, show highlights, and you will be like, yeah, Bishop's right. He knows a little bit. So Mbappe, 2 goals in his last game. Then you have a Haaland, 2 goals. Blonde hair flowing in the wind. He just his first World Cup too. And he balls. He's that guy. He's real good. Then you got of England, Henry Kane, 2 goals. One a penalty kick and one, you know. And these goals by these 3 players I just named weren't just like, you know, tip ins or accidental goals, or, you know, anybody could have did it. Like they were far away and they were boom, got you. You know, like I'm kicking it hard and you're going to have to try your darnest to try to block this. And they didn't do it. And then the number 1 best player in the world, and if you don't know where I'm going with this, no, it's not Ronaldo. Okay? It's another older gentleman by the name of Lionel Messi. He did something that nobody at his age, which is 38, has done in World Cup history. And that is score a hat trick. Yes, a hat trick. 3 goals. 1 game. A 38-year-old Messi, who experts before the World Cup started was all talking about how maybe he ain't that good no more. Maybe his best times are behind him. Maybe the last World Cup that Team Argentina won, that was it. No more for Messi. No more GOAT. And he clearly said, hold my beer. I'm going to show you I'm still that good. And he went out there and played his heart out. And you can't deny the results. Lionel Messi is the best soccer player, football player, whatever you want to call it, whatever you call it in your circle of friends. Best at what he does. GOAT. You know, I don't give that status out lightly. Messi is GOAT. You know, David Beckham, good. You know, Messi's GOAT. Like he just good. He's almost 40 years old and he's balling like that. Like, and it's hard. Football is hard. It's not like, you get a rest and then you can go back out there. Like once you get subbed out, you done for the game. So they going boom, 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 full throttle, pretty much the entire game. With their stamina, their agility, their athleticism is just bar none the best I've ever seen. I know what people are going to say. There's a lot of flops. There's a lot of diving, but it's theatrics. They're trying to get those calls. That's what this game is about. They're trying to get the calls, and I know it's dumb, but Messi's still that damn good. He don't flop like that. Well, at least from what I've seen. Messi is that guy, and he just showed that he is top tier. Don't be surprised Argentina is in the World Cup finals again. I mean, so far, my pick is France. My pick is France to win the World Cup with Mbappe getting the golden boot. That's my pick right now. That's what was my pick before the World Cup started. But Argentina don't look like no Strouch at all. They look like they know some things, and they know what's going to take to, clearly. They won it last World Cup. So my dark horse, Team USA. I mean, sure. I mean, they're hosting this World Cup, and it would be epic on so many different levels. Not only if they can make the finals, but pull off a World Cup victory in your home country. That's cinema right there. And that would be a moment that lives in infamy. So, but that's my dark horse. My favorite is France. And like I said, don't be shocked if Argentina's right there. With Lionel Messi, the GOAT, anything's possible. And also, before I leave out your TV screens, I'm going to say one thing about the Stanley Cup champions. Congratulations, the Carolina Hurricanes. But don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, because I'll drop videos on the random, just with random thoughts, random pack openings, whatever I got going on. I'll share it with the audience and let y'all know what's Bishop doing. So don't forget, like I said, we here. We gonna cover all sports. Don't matter if it's NFL, MLB, NBA, NFL, World Cup, golf, tennis, WNBA, WWE, AEW, TNA, whatever catches my eye, whatever I'm thinking I got some thoughts on, I'm going to share with y'all off the cuff, off the top of my head, and blabber on for 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. And we're going to do it real big this year, and we're going to do it even better in 2027. Because we're halfway through this year, and the only thing I see is on the up, and I'm only here to just keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully y'all enjoy what I'm doing. So let me know in the comments. Let me know in the thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know all around my social medias, on the X's, on the TikToks, on the YouTubes, on the Facebook. Follow, subscribe, let your friends know, share. Just put it out in the world, because you never know where you might see me next. My goal is high. I'm trying to be on all your TV screens. You're going to see Stephen A. Smith, and you're going to see right next to me my big head, but right next to him. So, like I said, tune in next week on same Bishop time, same Bishop channel, the Breakdown channel on YouTube, X, TikTok, all those things. And like a great man once said, this man, deuces, ooses, and out, deuce.